know you were somebody who was also vying for that position.
Yeah.
So, how do you feel about that choice? Are you ready to support JD Vance?
Well, first of all, I mean, I'm a huge fan. So with that caveat, JD's actually a really good friend and he's an outstanding choice. I've known him for over 10 years. Actually, we were law school classmates. And funny enough, even when we grew up in our childhood, my first home where I grew up until I was 5 or 6 years old was probably 10, 15 minutes from where JD grew up as well. Though we didn't know each other then, we became friends in law school.
Basketball together or something?
We watched football together, but that was only when we were at Yale together. And you know, he's a genuine person. Do we agree on 100% of policies? Not 100%. But I think one of the things about my relationship with him is actually we've made each other think about problems in different ways, not only for the last 10 years, but even since each of us has entered public life. And I think we need more of that in American politics.
So
I think he's going to be a good vice president.
I've been asking people what their draw is to you, because you have a lot of supporters. People go crazy for you. What do you think that?
Thanks.
What do you think that draw is? How would you define it? What's the effective fact?
Look, I to a fault will share with you what's on my mind, okay? And I believe in that type of transparency. Ran the campaign that way last year. Got me in trouble a few times, but I wouldn't change a thing. And I think we need more of that in politics too. I think people are sick and tired of being talked at through filters versus recognizing that we're all fallen human beings. We're all thinking through and arriving at our positions and our convictions through our own experiences. And I think people are hungry for an authenticity we've been missing in politics for a while. I felt the force of it. It can be confining, actually. At times, it's difficult because you do make trade-offs in the short run. If you're going to share something that's inconvenient with some stakeholder group, donors, media, whatever it is, all of which matter to winning a presidency. But the way I approached it is I'm just try a novel campaign strategy, going to tell people what I think, going to tell it to them unfiltered, and if that were to make me the next president, I was ready to serve. And it turned out that it ended in a place different than what I hoped to when we set out, but I'm proud of what we achieved, and it also gave me a renewed sense of purpose to make sure that I'll say I'm not going anywhere. We're here to stay.
Last question, because I know I'm holding everybody up.
Thank you.
On the human side, just take a second to look around. Look at what happened just after 3 seconds of stepping outside.
Yeah.
What's going through your mind? What do you see when you look out at this crowd?
I love. These are our people, and I say that these are our people not just because we're Republicans. We're at a Republican convention, obviously, but these are people who care about the country as I do, are hungry to have that permission to speak openly again, and are hungry for reviving a country where, you know what, we can, even as I said in my speech last night, we can disagree like hell, but still have dinner at the end of it. And I just miss that America. It's the one I grew up in, and that's what I see amongst a lot of people who I've talked to, not just at this convention, but across the country. I think most of us in the country actually share the same set of values in common. Not identical, but the same basic principles. Most of us share those in common. I think a lot of the myth of national division is actually that. It's a myth, it's a projection. And I think Americans are ready to overcome it, and that just gives me a great sense of energy. I draw my energy from the people we meet, and I feel this week has been cool. Seeing a lot of the people who I met even during the campaign, and
who were you starstruck meeting
I'm excited
this week?
by. Who am I starstruck?
Yeah,
I'm not a starstruck person.
Okay.
Yeah, starstruck.
I'm starstruck meeting you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
I would like to let
I
you-
appreciate that.
I would
I
like
appreciate
to
that.
let you go, but would you sign my sleeve?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
That's why we love the day. Let's go.
Is
it
Thank
a-
you,
is
guys.
it a-
I love it,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you. Thank you. It's nice we can get a picture. Absolutely.
I want to ask you a tough question when you get a chance. Okay?